Most traders treat risk management like a chore, but it's actually the only thing that is keeping you in the game. If you ever felt like the market hunts your stop loss just to hit your take profit without you, it's not bad luck. It's simply bad placement. Today, I'm going to show you a professional way to place your stop loss so it survives the noise, where to set TPs that actually get filled, and most importantly, the risk rule that will save your account from getting blown. Now, let's stop being the market's liquidity and let's trade the proper way. So how many times have you guys taken a trade where you've entered a trade, you've put your stop loss at a candle high, you're looking for a take profit point for either a 1-to-1, a 1-to-2, 1-to-3, whatever it might be, and then you get into the trade, you're in profit and price is moving in your anticipated direction, but then when it comes to a certain point, price will stop you out and then eventually end up going to your anticipated drawn liquidity or your take profit point, probably multiple times. And that is because of a lack of understanding as to where you should be putting your stop losses in regards to trades. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it every single day and every single week and month and so on and so forth. So let's show you guys a perfect example as to how to do that. This is the third and most important component of my entry model in my previous series where I covered liquidity and SMT divergence. Now in this video covering risk management, this is where we're also tying everything together in regards to the complete model together. So I have a diagram. On my left is the NASDAQ and on my right is the Dow Jones, two correlated pairs. So we're looking for these pairs to find a crack in correlation in price at a key level. We are looking for a liquidity point, and then we are looking for our SMT divergence, step 1 and step 2 of our entry model checklist. And as you can see here, between the NASDAQ on the left and the Dow Jones on the right, what are two specific things that we could actually look for? First being a liquidity pool. All right, the Dow Jones, what have we tagged here? A internal range liquidity pool. This is an hourly bearish fair value gap. That is step 1. And including that, the NASDAQ has ran an hourly external range high here, this swing high. Now, what is the difference between the NASDAQ on the left and the Dow Jones on the right? If you see my crosshairs and where I'm moving my mouse, it matches the correlated pairs and candles as to what has been ran on the NASDAQ and what hasn't been ran on the Dow Jones. And as you can see, the NASDAQ ran this candle high here, this external high. So I'm going to mark off that as a higher high on NQ. That is an SMT divergence at an external swing high. And in the internal range liquidity pool, the Dow Jones has failed to run that same corresponding high. So that is an SMT divergence between the two correlated pairs, with the Dow Jones making a lower high, the NASDAQ making the higher high in our key levels. So we've knocked out step 1 and step 2 of the checklist. Now we're refining this to step 3, which is stop loss placement, risk management, and entry function. So we're on an hourly chart now. So we're going to go to the 5-minute for the execution to see how are we going to be able to manage this position, get in with comfortable stop loss, and take profit points. Now we are on a 5-minute chart, and this is price on the 5-minute when we actually create the cracking correlation between the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. So at the key time, also keep in mind, when you're looking for trades during a specific time frame in the day, you want to make sure you're doing it within sessions, either between Asia session, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, London session, which is 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and New York AM, which is 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you could also trade the PM session, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I only trade New York AM session, so I'm focusing on the times between 8:30 and 12. But there is also specifications behind that. You have to factor in the economic calendar. If there's news at 8:30, which is why I included that hour time before equities open. If there's no news at 8:30, then your focus is going to be the 9:30. So if there's no red folder at 8:30 a.m. news, you're going to focus on the 9:30 opening bell, which is the case in this specific day. You could see that the volatility injection that came into the market in this specific day happened aggressively at 9:30, and 9:30 gave us the clear read as to what was price doing at this time. We had a manipulation inside of a key level, hourly internal range liquidity pool. Step 1. Step 2, SMT divergence. at that key level. Where and when? 9:30 at this 5-minute candle from 9:30 open. That creates the lower high on the Dow, the higher high on the NASDAQ. What are we waiting for after this point? We need to make sure if this internal range liquidity pool with SMT is even valid. So SMT is going to signify our protected highs and protected lows, depending on if we're bullish or bearish. And in this day that we were looking at, we had a bearish bias. So we have this resting high at 9:30 and this resting high at 9:30 on the NASDAQ. If we're bearish, we want to see if this SMT will hold in value. We will only know that with confirmation. So let's play out a candle or two just to see what happens after the reaction from this SMT. Next candle on the Dow Jones does this. This is where we get into the point of risk management, stop loss placement, and take profit points. So once we have this signifying that price is ready and potentially going into our opposing direction, and the 9:30 open was manipulation, this here, once price at this 9:40 candle closes below the 9:30 candle that ran liquidity, short-term highs, and tagged our key level, this is a change in the state of delivery and a high probability bearish order block that we can utilize as an entry point for a trade to be taken. So since price did this and gave us our change in the state of delivery, I am now looking to take the trade. I'm taking the trade and looking to get an entry point at the opening price of that specific up close candle that tagged my hourly gap. Where am I going to put my stop loss at this point? My stop loss at this point can go in two different places, depending on how many points you are planning on risking and your targets beyond that. So stop loss placement. If the stop loss is resting too big, you can utilize a different point, aka not the highest point from where the SMT was created, but the high that was ran from the candle that manipulated into the key level. So that is one option. I could put my stop loss here, which is roughly risking 70 points on the Dow Jones at the short-term high that we ran here, or I could put my stop loss at the resting high of the SMT. Why would I put my stop loss at the resting high of the SMT? Why there? Or why here? Because if price trades higher and we trade into this and then I get stopped out of this trade and then we just end up taking me out, I know that if we take this high out, what does that mean? That means that there will no longer be an SMT divergence within this hourly bearish fair value gap. So therefore, the conclusion is price will no longer be bearish. We will no longer have an SMT, and then we will probably continue trading higher to some sort of external range liquidity pool that is above us. And that is simplification behind finding a daily bias and a draw on liquidity for that given day. This is going to be a depiction of you understanding how is the daily candle going to form. Is it going to form in an open low high close for a bullish bias, or is it going to finish for an open high low close for a bearish bias? But in this day, we're anticipating the Dow Jones to have an open high low close for a bearish bias for this specific trade idea. SMT divergence and these stop loss placements that I'm giving you here are how you are going to be confident in your executions for your trades based on the narrative that you're forming behind price delivery. So in this case, since it is a decently sized stop loss, I'm looking for a stop at this short-term high here that also covers the body of this bearish order block. So beyond that, I like to risk 1 to 2 risk to rewards on all of my trades. So every single win that I take, I will get a net 2% return on my trades. So 1 to 2 risk to reward is roughly at this point in price at 48,738. Now that is all I need to do. I've done my analysis. I've put my stop loss at a comfortable place. I've accepted that I'm looking to take and only want a 1 to 2 risk to reward. You can go beyond that, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever it is that you're comfortable with, do that. So this is my plan. I've done all of my analysis, and all you need to really do from here on is set and forget the position. Set an alert at your take profit point, set an alert at your stop loss, and then walk away from the charts or just sit back and let price do its thing. That's really all you need to do, and see if you played your cards right. So let's play out price and see what happens. We get our tag in, I believe, right here. there's our tagging on the Dow Jones. So at this point, you should be setting your alerts at your stop loss and your take profit points. And let's see how it goes. As you can see, price goes and smooth runs to our take profit point at a comfortable entry and at a comfortable take profit, all respected by the entry model checklist. This is a simple, simplistic way to follow and execute price in these markets, super repeatable, and it is very, very easy to understand. Congrats, you made it to the end of the video, and that means that you're just one step closer to getting to the profitability that you've always been seeking for. Make sure to implement this stuff that I taught you here today, and eventually you'll see yourself getting an edge over the markets. Trade smartly, and I'll see you in the next one.